she set the bar there. And so if
we do, because we hear the people all the time. We're playing local music in local venues mostly, but sometimes you can't get that. Sometimes people don't want to hear that. They want to hear electronic music, or they want to hear
everybody. If that's
very smooth,
if
perfect.
That's where they're at, one of these days they're going to be in the hospital. They're going to grab some stranger by the arm and say, what do I do? And I'm glad to say that there'll be music that's out there to catch you when you fall. I mean, when it comes down to a real human experience, there are people that are really living it, and I'm privileged to know people that go out there and busk on the streets, or they perform at the farmers markets, or they're real people doing real work. And so defining what I am as a singer-songwriter is something I feel is relatable. It's a thing. It's if I thought there was no value in it, it's a niche market. Niche. It's a niche market, but that's okay, because coming here, there are people that don't go online.
But Amanda McCarthy, there's lots of local people.
We're name dropping, but I'll tell you right now, all of their stuff is it's a perspective from their heart. It's a perspective that means something. Share it. It needs to have a venue, a place to hang, a place to be. So me on Spotify is somewhere in the mix, but I'm out there. I'm doing it.
Right, and many people are. I just find it to be a shame that Joni Mitchell won't do it anymore, because she feels jaded by it all. And I don't know that she's right, but for her, she's right. But she already has a name. She already did however many albums, quite a few.
And if she, if she had been a nun.
That's right. If she was just a nun, then she could have been a singing nun.
I have another song for you, and
this is not a singing nun song.
No, I had the singing sisters. They were influences when I was there. Yeah, Sister Rosamond and Sister Rosalie. They performed for the Pope. I'll tell you right now. They went all over the place and sang, and they were just like the biggest showboats you ever did see cross the stage with full habit, and they would jam out with guitars.
Great.
Can I paint you that picture? Not and do it any justice.
Yes, I can imagine it in my head now.
This is a song I want to do it because this is one of these days there will be the last, and it will be the last. And so if whimsical doesn't get you, nostalgia doesn't get you, wait till you try to go back to that place where you really loved hanging out as a kid, and it's now a Walmart superstore. You just wait. So I was telling my kids this story about there's a place near here called Paragon Park. And it was there since the late 1800s, early 1900s, and all the way up until when I was a kid. And now it's condos. But I was trying to tell them, see here by this beach, this used to be a great amusement park. It was more mom and pop than Disney. It was real. You could really get coffee popcorn right there if you wanted it.
That would be good.
And so I was explaining, they were yeah, whatever. And so I wrote a song about it, and then we went to visit the spot, and I found that the carousel was still there.
Oh, that's good.
And so I was able to finish the song with a really, a poignant ending, because it's there. So people that really do care, like me, I'm going to keep being the woman singer-songwriter. I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to write what's in my heart, and whatever. But this is called The Last Carousel.
Okay, great.
Hey, there were these pretty things, musical and grand, up and down, round and round, piping a band. Magical animals, musical worlds, where have you gone, carousel? Every child with a smile had a favorite steed. Mine was black with a mane of shining green, prancing musical worlds, riding the last carousel. Far and wide they would glide at the local fair. Little girls, little boys, brass rings would dare. Harnesses jingled all lighter than air. Hey, where have you gone, carousel? It's sad that we know magical things disappear as we grow. Every year I have looked even far and wide, but it seems just in dreams carousels glide. Where is the land where those magicals hide? Hey, where have you gone, carousel? Riding the last carousel, riding the last carousel. Magical animals, musical worlds, we're riding the last carousel. But then one day, far away, walking on a beach, well, there it was, memory right within reach. That black horse was waiting to fly me away. I'm riding the last carousel, riding the last carousel, riding the last carousel. Magical animals, musical worlds, we're riding the last carousel. Something to them, and it's so meaningful. It's art. They need to be available. Up on my website, I get these little postcards from people that visit the website. So I have people from Scotland and people from Canada and people from Australia and people from this teeny island in the middle of nowhere that I don't even remember what it was called, but so they show you this heat map of all this stuff. And so I like this fall because I get to see this heat map really like changing colors and turning into visits to the webpage. So if you do visit, I will get a postcard from, where you're at, which I love to see. But I've got my videos up there, and it just, so people on the porch and other sparkling folk, but that's what it's about. This is folk music. So my real niche place it's even more specific. It's folk Americana.
Yes.
So, but I think they have, carousels and other, like, there's Canadian carousels and there's carousels that go everywhere.
Everybody should know what a carousel is.
I don't know. In Madagascar, I'd really like to hear from you. If you do have a carousel, please let me know.
They might. You never know.
So people send me pictures of their carousels, and people also send me pictures of mannequins. Nice pictures of mannequins outside in the world doing stuff.
Yeah, and that's
Why?
People don't know.
Why do they do that?
People don't know what the mannequin story is, so maybe you should play that.
Well, I will.
And we can talk about the hearing room. We have free to donate our mannequin.
I'm looking at a mannequin. You can't see from here, but when you look at, I think it's hearingroom.net, go on their web email and request. You would like to see a picture of free to donate. I will. I'm requesting it now on behalf of everybody.
All right, we'll have to do that.
Her first name is Frida. Her last name is Donate. And it's because it's a hearing room. It's a nonprofit. It's an actual nonprofit. So please, feel.
I think Frida should have her own webpage, actually.
I would love that because there's this place that I used to drive by, and on the porch they had these two mannequins, and every day they would be wearing something different, and every day they would be doing something different. It's one thing to just be dressed differently, like you're in a shopping mall kind of a mannequin. No, these were not those kinds of mannequins. They had stuff that they would do. They would play tennis. They oh my gosh, she would do art. He looked like a deadhead, so he would listen to music a lot. Mm-hmm. You could see with the big headphones. Every day they would be up to something different. And I sort of became, I think I'm not supposed to use the word obsessed, but I became intrigued as to what they were doing every day. I had to know. Especially in the wintertime, I worried. There's that mom instinct again. Are they cold? Are they wearing a sweater? Who knows? So I would go by to those select few. Actually, There's I guess, living by a route to pry. But not like I can go up and say, hi? Hello, mannequins. That's crazy. Those people on the porch. Weird people on the porch. And I'm the dummy watching this fashion mystery and wishing now that I never did see those people on the porch. 'Cause, I got emotionally attached. 'Cause in the winter, they wear scarves and hats, ski jackets, and warm pants. Summertime, it's beach attire, margaritas in their hands. It's fun to watch their stories, soap opera quality. Like that week they refused to speak with back turned stubbornly. Ew. Well, it darn near made me cry. Such a tragedy. I wanted them to try what's come over me. I called a flower guy. I did, but hung up when he started asking, like, why am I delivering flowers to mannequins? Don't ask me. Weird people on the porch. And I'm the dummy watching this fashion mystery and wishing now that I never did see those people on the porch. 'Cause I'll tell you right now, then one day in fall, I could hardly breathe. They weren't there at all. What was happening, that's it, once and for all. I went up to the railing. I didn't stop to think. But then I saw the notice. With so much great relief on vacation. Those people on the porch get out more than I do. Weird people on the porch. For years they've been together. Loyal night and day. Still a mystery, but I'm glad to see those people on the porch. Weird people on the porch. My people on the porch. 'Cause I adopt things. Stray cats. Ideas. Why? Because life is strange. Oh.
That was great. I like that one. I've heard that one before, and the imagery is great. And what I like is a lot of times it's creepy when you think about mannequins coming to life, but you made it fun. They're just doing stuff.
Be weird, though.
They're just hanging out.
I made up nothing.
Stuff.
It just happened.
Right.
It's all in how you look at it, isn't it?
Right. And
super fun.
Yeah, that was great. And so I also noticed from your website you had was it a one woman show, or was it just a show where it was about Frances, what was her name?
Frances Perkins.
Frances Perkins.
No,
right.
It's not a one woman show.
Okay.
That show is there's a lot of history that we'll never know because it was sort of rewritten, glossed over, but the people that were there knew it was important, and they told two friends, and those two friends told two friends, and then eventually the truth will out. I mean, it comes around, unless there's Pompeii.
Right.
Those kinds of apocalypse. We may never exactly know what the Sphinx is, for heaven's sakes, but we learn more and more about women in history, or I guess we'll just stick with women in history because there's so many different qualities of humanity that somebody else took credit for what was going on, and it's not just women;
right.
It's all over the place. Different races and oh my goodness, I could just go on. But keeping focus, Frances Perkins. There's this. It was my honor to introduce this character that was written by Thea, and oh my gosh, it's called. Please read me the
it says okay, well,
Women
Colette,
in History, right?
It's called We Did It For You.
Thank you so much.
And it was
Thea
performed,
Iberl, Dr. Thea Iberl
yeah.
wrote it. We Did It For You. And so it's a woman's journey through history, what they went through. Lady Gaga has a fantastic song about it.
Oh, great.
Oh my goodness. So You find out. And Dr. Thea Ibrahim was introducing a few new characters to this play that's always changing and growing, and it's being performed as it grows and changes. So every time you see it, it's different. We did it for you. And she was introducing this character, Frances Perkins, who was the secretary to FDR. And so she's the reason that we have 40-hour work week, and we have Social Security, and we have child labor laws. She did these fantastic things working within the administration.
And just to clarify, she wasn't a secretary. She was like a cabinet member.
Yes, the secretary of State.
Yeah.
Yes, and no, she was. Yes, exactly. Did I say that? Oh my goodness!
Well, you said she was a secretary.
Knowing in my head what I mean, yes, I'm so glad that you clarified for everybody listening. Secretary of State, and so read the part, got the part, loved the part, and got to perform it in Faneuil Hall. I mean, big digs, big doings.
That's cool.
Where all kinds of negative, positive, history was made. It's a fact. Things happen. They shouldn't have happened. People have control over other people or whatever. But the fact that we sort of got to take that and perform it and really, it just blew my mind. So we had a artist in residence at Amazing Things in Framingham. Many shows there. Boston. Oh, quite a few places. Show on the road, travels and teaches and get a grant and get that to your community center, library. We did it for you.org. Please and thank you. Take a look at that. It is phenomenal. And I just love anything where I can get really